uygulama çarşısı oturumunda beraberiz. Bu oturumda yerel yönetim...
For the sustainable development reasons, there are projects that we will be having in these projects, and now Ms. Özgür will be speaking. Hello everybody, thank you for your introduction, and I am quite happy because we are here, and in 8 minutes we will try to show you the neighborhood kitchen project. And for the Şişli Municipality, the project is created under the societal services for social services, and we are using the slogan of organizing the social neighborhood, and we have a new concept than what we are used to. Our neighborhood kitchens are for having healthy and hygienic and sustainable food development, and to be able to reach healthy and sustainable food, we are creating employment for women who are not working. Again, by using the kitchens that are used in these neighborhoods, we are trying to organize from the ground up, having neighborhoods create their own kitchens. For example, for immigrants, Turkish and Syrian workers in Turkey can be employed through these kitchens. So we can summarize it to create employment for minorities, and with the educations that are being supported, trainings that are giving to these people are going to improve their common experiences for these people, and having better food products and having all natural and traditionally produced foods to be used in these areas. And while we are developing these neighborhood kitchens, what we have been through is, especially in the Şişli municipality, we have organized with neighborhood sport projects, and also German Gesellschaft organization also helped, and they are working to help improve the connection and relation between Turkish and Syrian people. Also for the production of the food, all the people who are responsible for these items, having people organized for these productions, and using traditional farming and agriculture productions, and using cooperation type companies, and creating employment for these people, and also applying agricultural practices within the city limits. First of all, it has been set up in one neighborhood in Şişli right now. We are hoping to create 25 more, and we are also trying to implement the use of natural cleaning products without chemical processes, and also creating tarhana or tomato pastes from these production bases, and using traditional ways to create these products, and also using specific employment for these people to create these products, helping create employment. We are also hoping to fight with poverty, and also we are creating priority for having immigrants and low people. Currently, our one functioning kitchen has 4 Syrians and 1 LGBT worker. For our innovative side, what we are producing is a new model that is creating producers from consumers. We are turning consumers into producers, and because it is also training these people it is also an education and helping people gather some profession. It's allowing these immigrants and women to have a professional career as well. As the social sport directory, we are prioritizing these kitchens to help these things because the materials that we are using in these areas are going to be unaffordable for these people. Our social workers are supporting these kitchens for the resources, and in our first kitchen has started in March this year. Our 48 citizen has taken these trainings, and currently we have started professional cooking classes. 14 females and 2 males are continuing their educations to receive their certificates. In addition to these products, actually in Fridays we are going to have 10 people in our workshops for example, coffee making, bread making, or dessert making, baking. These workshops are going to be used for 1 week in the kitchens, and we are going to give service to our neighborhoods once a week with this workshop. Also, it has to be inclusive because World Food Program and GIS has very important support for these projects, and our Turkish systems are also sharing their experiences. Our city councils, our local decision makers, and civil initiatives are also helping us organize, and in any way they are trying to support us. And this is a work that we are cooperating with a lot of people. Our international stakeholders I have talked about, and our local one is neighborhood sport food and food cooperative is one of our. We have also a cooperative that has been created by 8 women in our systems, and the produce they are producing are still being sold for the support of girls and education in girls. We have also talked about the Chamber of Engineers, food engineers, natural engineers, and agricultural engineers. Our local representatives of their neighborhoods are helping us. Also, there are challenges. Of course, this is involuntarily project, and this can be a challenge because people may not want to participate. So, because these processes are affected by the participations, we have to have them. Also, we have seen culture and language barriers when we included Syrian people in the project, and again, we have to make some studies and workshops about connecting people and making them understand each other. We are also have other projects to increase this problem. Also, the storage of the food has to be great. We need cold storage solutions. That was a big challenge, and also because of the participants have a lot of different identities, and there were a lot of training that has to be done to resolve conflicts within the project participants because of a lot of different cultures coming together. This is a neighborhood-based cooperative project, so we have to have cooperative companies, and we will continue to use these cooperative system to employ women and immigrants and low-income people. And finally, as Şişli Municipality, I think fight with hunger and access to clean and healthy food is very important for us, and having a sustainable structure like a neighborhood kitchen should be integrated all around the world, and I think this will be a big help for fight with the helping. And thank you very much for allowing me to speak in this event. Thank you as well for sharing your project with us and also abiding the time limits. Now for our next project, Erhan Akcan from Esenler Municipality, Director of Local Services, will share his experiences. Hello everybody. Now I would like to talk about some works, some studies we have done about rare diseases. I will share my presentation now. Yes. Now this Nadir Cafe concept is actually this is for creating acknowledgement for rare diseases and in Turkey. I have a child with a rare disease and that has been my inspiration for this project. Especially we had two questions in the survey part, but I think we have a technical problem about that, so I'm just going to show it. Maybe we can discuss it later. Maybe our friends can share their answers from the chat. How many rare disease do you know about, and how many people of the population is suffering from these diseases, do you think? If our friends can answer that questions from the chat, I would be happy about your participation. Now in world, I would like to talk about what is a rare disease. It is a rarely seen disease. It's usually seen on about 7,000 people, and there are more than 8,000 different rare diseases, and this type of disease is suffered from about 50% of the sufferers are made up of children, and only 5% of these diseases have a cure. For these rare diseases, about 8 million people are suffering, I think. Maybe I have answered the question on this survey, but I think there are very big problems and there are very big hurt being felt about these problems. People are not able to find solutions for these, and because they are not able to have solutions, they are unfortunately having problems. Because also our own country has a lot of family marriages and related people's marriages, unfortunately we have to have these projects to raise awareness about this problem. We thought about what can we do, what can we raise awareness, how can we help this situation, and we decided to create a common sharing platform. In our 15th July national parks, we have created a park, and this cafe we have created in this park. We have designated this cafe to people with rare diseases. Of course, regular citizens can get service in these areas as well. This is also a regular cafe, but it is designated for people who are suffering from rare diseases that are designated as having disabilities. They can use this cafe free of charge. And what we are doing in this cafe is, first of all, our business is talking about rare diseases. So we are having some awareness seminars and how we can raise awareness about rare diseases and what kind of solutions we can create for these diseases. How can we prevent these diseases before birth? And Metropolitan University has created awareness seminars on specific days, and also on our cafe we have psychologists and dietitians free of charge in these cafes, in this cafe. And other than that, our cafe is using entirely organic produce and using healthy produce, healthy fats, and we have a partner organization called Shifa Home. This is a Turkish brand, and they're also a sponsor for the project. We are sourcing our produce from them as well, and we are selling these produce at cost for our citizens. And when our citizens are coming to this cafe, they are also getting information about these diseases, and they can find specific products that are specifically made for them. For example, these healthy products are usually priced higher than other products, and we want to increase access to these products. That's why we have people coming to our cafe from all around Istanbul, from other areas of the Istanbul, and we are creating programs for special days. For example, in 8th September, we have specific programs for specific diseases. We invite these people who are suffering from these diseases, and we try to create a nice day for them. On 20 March, we have called Down syndrome people who are suffering from Down syndrome, and similar days we are creating projects. In addition to that, we have people who are suffering from rare diseases. There are NGOs to create support for these families, and all of these NGOs are almost entirely controlled by the health ministry, and we are trying to be a partner development for these NGOs. We are telling them that come here, have your meetings and seminars here. You can use these areas to have your events, and we are trying to create a space so these NGOs can use this space to create awareness and use them areas. NGOs can use and these spaces to have their programs.
And this is an uninterrupted awareness seminars, and we are having the seminars with the support, especially gene researchers are working on this. It is about what diseases can be defined before the marriage, and at this very point they provide service and they support our citizens. Some of the citizens are directed to clinics. And on certain days we provide psychologists and dietitian support. Our cafe with social equipment, it's a food center, and it's about under the company of the dietitian, which foods can be beneficial for these people, and they are serving to this purpose. And of course for the celiac patients, with the people with gluten sensitivity, and certain days, on different days of the month, we provide free of charge gluten-free food, and we invite the people. The cafe is in the nation's garden. We have social activities. They have areas for walking and taking fresh air, and for our locality and for all the people in Istanbul, we are trying to provide service. Actually, people with rare diseases, there are certain supports that they can receive from the government, from the Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Health. We provide consultancy and guidance, and we direct them, and this is how our cafe is providing service. And we started a television broadcast through the dietitians about the healthy living. This is some visuals from the inside of our cafe. There are the oils and vitamins can be found here for the needs of people. And it's serving for all the people of Istanbul, and that's with the rare diseases. And if you have any questions about the rare cafe or nadir cafe. Thank you. I'll try to answer the questions if there are any. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you, Ayhan Bey. We have, as we cannot take questions from chat box, sorry. But at the end of the day, I will address the questions and you can answer the questions. And now we will continue with the next person. Zeliha Çürüksulu, Social Qualification Center Coordinator. And they have Social Entrepreneurship Project. İrem Hanım, hi, thank you. I'll talk about Nilüfer Municipality Social Entrepreneurship Project. Nilüfer, so how there is the idea of Social Entrepreneurship Center. Nilüfer Belediyesi Strategy Development and R&D Innovation Office in 2016 with the projects they are taking the basis of the Social Entrepreneurship Center, and the opinions here are social. We looked at it, they are the business plan for social benefit, and for Bursa and for Nilüfer district. This made us very excited to see these projects, and we looked at how the municipality can support. And as Nilüfer Innovation Center, we started the social entrepreneurship project as a stakeholders, and with scope of the project, we had our joint activities with the prominent institutions from the world, and we established a social network. And as a result of the activities, we started Nilüfer Social Entrepreneurship Center. This center was established in 2009, supported with the Better program, and it started providing service in 2020 in Center Bursa and Municipality. This is the first social entrepreneurship center. So in terms of social entrepreneurship, it is like an umbrella organization. So why does the municipality establish such a center? It is about there is a mission of coming up with solutions with social problems, sustainable solutions. The social objectives of the municipalities are overlapping with the needs of people, and there is an innovative business model. And in local terms, it has a sustainable impact potential. It will create awareness. And to the social entrepreneurship, they provide places for organizing meetings and establishing network. And a Nilüfer Social Support Center was established within this way. Of course, this is related to, it wasn't shaped with the needs, for the needs analysis, the citizens, universities, public institutions, business world, social sector actors, and ecosystem mediators. They are the stakeholders. With our stakeholders, we had focus group meetings with our stakeholders. And there's the search workshop and launching workshop was conducted, and with the exchange of opinions, there's a progress. When we look at what is there in the center, there is the administrative office area, and there is the event area, meeting room, and the shared office area. And for social ecosystem, for getting together with their stakeholders of the social entrepreneurship. And there is a 3D modeling, there is a TB scanner, and we have machines, and we have this 3D modeling, a prototype preparation center. We are providing certain programs, awareness raising, capacity building, and social finance activities. In terms of awareness, there were events, competitions, and communication activities in terms of capacity building, training and workshops and networking and incubation programs. And also we believe that that is very important for supporting the social entrepreneurship. So we have an effective social financing program, and we are working in this regard. If we are to give an example of this, in Bursa, we consist social entrepreneurship competition. 120 people applied, and 6 people became the winners of this competition. And this team, they were supported with the incubation program. When we look at the incubation program, for the award winners, there is a support of 12 months of shared office support, and there is their postal codes, postal boxes, some modeling, the use of the modeling workshop, and also with the training support, we supported the winners. And within this, for the finalists, there is pitching training was provided. The effective presentation training was given. And of course, there were the business model and client verification services. And this competition is to be planned every year. We make the announcement, and in order you can follow our social media accounts about the progress of this competition. And also, except for the social entrepreneurship, there are public events and trainings, and this is about awareness of social entrepreneurship. And if you want to have a social benefit, there's also support provided. And with our activities in nation since 2002, we access 1,031 people. And in addition to all this support, there are programs and projects that we are working. There is NDI, We Participate program. Can you hear me right now? We can. Within scope of certain programs, we become part of NDI program. And there is a civil participation model was prepared, and with the pandemic, the public area different changes. With the pandemic, we provide a model, and within the scope of NDI We Participate program, the other municipalities and civil society organizations cooperation is strengthened. Another project is the support network, social entrepreneurship support network among the municipalities for sharing. We tried to shed a line on this, and we had an open call, and we had the first meeting. And with the participatory municipalities, we will continue with this process, and that is very important. And with our social media accounts, if the ones who would like to be here, they can reach us with nilüferbel.gov.tr address. So within that scope, not only in Bursa, there is national entrepreneurship network will be strengthened, and it's very exciting to see that. And also raising awareness for the social entrepreneurship and support their entrepreneurship activities, and supporting them is very valuable for us. Thank you very much for your united attention. Thank you for sharing this project with us, especially when the youngsters, they have an inspiring opinion, ideas. They need some intermediaries, agencies like you. And of course, your contribution to establish a ecosystem is very precious. Thank you very much for that. The other project is Yasemin Gözkonan Kahveci from İzmit Municipality. from the Social Support Services Directorate. The floor is yours. Thank you very much. And we are very happy to be involved within the good implementation programs, and I'd like to thank our friends for that. This motivation actually is increased with us. There's 8 minutes I will start fast, and there is the Alzheimer Life House. And it is for we have the peaceful life living center. It was within the 2019 objectives. 8 out of 100 people above the age of 65, according to Turkstat, has Alzheimer's, and we can say that there is 2,700 Alzheimer patients within Izmit, and as a municipality. We discuss how we can make this, and in our district, the pandemic affected us. We evaluated our resources, and also as a location we select somewhere close to university hospitals. We decided a place, and then of course we looked at different Alzheimer's centers, and we understood that the outdoor environment is very important. Yasemin Hanım, can you share your presentation as full screen? Yes, thank you. We looked at close places. Kadıköy, we looked at Kadıköy and Şişli, and we understood that we have to make cooperation with the municipalities, public opinions, and with Izmit municipality. We had meetings. We said that we want to establish such a center, and we looked at what kind of cooperations we can do. And the Kocaeli University Department of Neurology, they became involved in the cooperation, and we had 2 evaluation meetings with them. And following that, for the internal and external design, we became clear about our house of life. And what is it, this house of life? This is related to this is for strengthening the relationship with the life, increasing the life quality, and eliminating risks for staging of the disease, and also to ensure there's full and effective participation in social life, and also for the relatives of the patients to spend time for them. Of course, the relatives of the patients, and there's living time for them is very important, and we receive good feedback from that. This house was established in 9th of June 2021 for serving the Alzheimer patients, and this is the unique and first project, and it's of course we can say that it is quite there's a huge demand for that center. And what is there in this house? There's a sharing room and hobby garden, culture art workshop, kitchen, and also physical exercise area and administrative building. You can see our garden. It is used very actively in summer and in the spring. And this is in the center we use these open air areas and outdoor areas. Who are working in there? There's 1 social worker, 1 nurse, 1 technician of elderly care, 1 psychologist, 1 driver, and 1 cleaning center. And many volunteers want to work here, and we accept trainee students from the medical faculty and from nursing, and also there are students and the master teachers in the areas of culture and art. and with some examples from our center, we can look at this. And if I told you that we made a cooperation with Neurology Department of Kocaeli University. We had our meetings and we signed a protocol for acceptance of the patients. The Alzheimer patients, they can apply to us one-to-one or through online. And we sent the patient to the neurology department. There is a day spared for us. I'd like to thank the neurology department, so they make evaluation, and for the ones with the criteria, they direct us and we start our program. What are the activities? Psychomotor activities and cultural and artistic activities, physical exercise, gardening, and also the activities for shared time, and also intergenerational communication activities and mental exercises are continuing there. And of course, last days, recently there was the Alzheimer Day, and you can see a photo from the activity. And what are our activities? There are information giving study activities, and there are individual interviews and support group activities, and we have home-based visits to support the family on site, and also raising awareness and increasing social responsibility through the cooperation with civil society and academy. There are public institutions and schools and universities, and also with our neighbors, we are trying to have close relationships. And with their contribution, we are working actively. That's all. Sorry. İlknur, can you mute yourself? Can you turn off your microphone? You can continue, Yasemin Hanım. In this center, it is houses in Malta Street, and we have the website, and you can reach us with this. And we have social media accounts. You can access to our social media accounts and telephone. If you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to take them. Thank you very much, Yasemin Hanım, for sharing this project with us. For Alzheimer patients and for the people, their relatives, this is very important, and it supports their mental health and physical health. This is a very nice project. Once again, thank you. Now we will continue with İlknur Hanım. İlknur Altıbağ, Social Life as a coordinator with this is the raising of the medical and aromatic herbs. Please. You can unmute yourself, İlknur Hanım. Thank you. First and foremost, attending MARUF 2021 gives us a pride to be here. We're proud to be here. I, from the personnel department, the services, and I'm the chief there, and it's at the Nilüfer Municipality. Please correct this first and foremost. Sorry for that. I have a presentation. I think my presentation is full screen, right? No, it is not full screen yet. No. Kocaeli Metropolitan Municipality, in order to support the rural development in the area of medical and aromatic plants area, they started a project. And also we had our plant seeding in more than 1 million hectares of land, Our objective is to increase the income of the farmers. There are women farmers, and there are for cultural events, for watering and for plant seeding. The women farmers support our project. With the Muhtar relationship department with the working agricultural engineers from start to harvesting, they are accompanying our farmers within the project scope, which aromatic the plants we are working. Our objective is to increase the ones, and the it is for the medical and aromatic uses are used in the pharmaceutical area and cosmetic areas. There is rosemary, the mint, and also we have a bee balm as well. We work with 104 farmers. We looked in 1,200 hectares, and there's a harvesting of and the rosemary seeds are now harvested, and within less than 1 year there is also that they are mature enough to be harvested. In Kocaeli there is there is mint, and also we will start the harvesting the peppermint working. And as the employment area, we involved the short income, the university students and our university students. In terms of they will have a chance to make a practice, and we are thinking of establishing a farmers training center in Gebze. We have the extraction center. And we are working with Çibitak as well. And at the same time, we have a distillation facility which is under construction. There is laboratory R&D center, and there will be implementation gardens. And for that, the medical medical herbs will be taken to final stage, and with Tahir Büyükakın, with our female partners are in a seeding program. There is planting, and also planting of the seedlings, and there are most women farmers. There are 300 women farmers, and also that there is working with the the planting, and there is the cleaning the wild herbs, and at the same time we provide equipment, water tanker, pharmaceuticals, and fertilizer support is given. You can see our equipment here, and we have these are the order of the situation, like weeding and hoeing, and there is watering, and we have rosemary more, and it is resilient to drought, but it had to be watered in the first year. There is a water tanker, and in terms of we provided the support to farmers about the labor force. So this is a harvested rosemary area, and we see that the leaf quality, and we received some seedlings there, and these are exemplary farms. You see there is enough growing activity, and we use the fertilizers, and there was seedling with the hands, and there were 3 machines for the planting of the seedlings. And this is Esra Hanım's farm. It is now the harvesting area, and for you to see the beginning and the first, you can see the first and current picture of this. We have our signs in order in the entrance of the gardens. An area farm of a female farmer. The agricultural engineers are working with they provide technical support services, and this is a farm harvested. This is an example of the farm, and you can see where women are employed. We dealt with these, and here you can see, as you can see. And also this is one of the good examples of Kocaeli University Aslan Bey campus. It's now harvesting time, and as you can see in the picture, there will be harvesting soon, and through planting 60 women farmers worked through planting, and they supported the project. This is all from my side. Thank you. And we have the contracting system, and they will be here with 5 years. 5 years as Kocaeli University Municipality, we harvest their products, and in order to have the product, we have destruction and distillation and extraction centers, in addition to products for the cosmetics and some systems. We are turning them as our products into final products. The applications are continuing for our farmers. We still receive the applications. We are working Kocaeli University, Çukurakmam, and SECA Corporation. These are our workers, and also we want to increase the income level, and for the ones, and also they will be within our geography, and we preferred the medical aromatic plants because they have an economic value. We would like to thank Kocaeli University, the agricultural engineer. We'd like to thank İlknur Hanım as an agricultural land country. Thank you very much for having such a multi-stakeholder project. Dilara Kara, she is the next project. She's going to talk about model project. My name is Dilara Kara. I'm here representing the multi-stakeholders. I'll share my presentation. Boada, actually, this is the urban furniture manufacturing. I will not go through this example. The reason why here is that during the Boada process, it is about the corporations that have been established. Boada in 2017 in Kadıköy, it's the urban acupuncture project. How it came into being with the magnetic center, with Hadrian Nelson has a tandem project, and of course we taking Kadıköy Municipality as a cooperator. With this budget, they wanted to have production, and they reached us. There were they reached 3 design activists. This is for the truck architecture for everyone, and from the total is from Madrid. And as the 3 design teams, we made some observations and evaluated the area, and 5 months ago we had the meeting after a long research and observation, and they talked about their own systems, and this is we selected the area close to Bulb with Mulberry, and there are different users. However, These systems are in all the. It is within the center, but not very used. There are water cellars, the shoe polishers, and as the bus stop is very crowded, there are many users here, and we started the production for that. The final product is like such a design, and as the three designer groups, and rather than sketching, we asked all the process the people of Kadıköy, and also we opened the areas for these people. And we have an open call for that. And after the open call, the social workshop, we use the workshops belonging to Kadıköy Municipality, and we selected the application from people who would like to share information, who would like to make participation with them. And we started our activity together. Before production state, all the research and observations that we made were shared with the participants. Then we had the area observations and the production phase. And this is with the workshops of the Kadıköy workshops.
We provided training about the materials and the tools that they can use. They showed their abilities and capabilities, so we created a cooperative training. So we changed our cooperation accordingly. One of the things that we were scared of was that it was really crowded and it was a hot day. So for more than 35 people were under the trees, so it was really crowded. So the municipality of Kadıköy provided us a very safe space here, and other people really embraced and approached very positively in this program, so we were able to do our job very easily. So these are the designs that we made, and in this process we had some friends with us there who worked in different parts of the project. After we were done with the project, the people started to use. We had some different types of usage here that we didn't expect. Some people used for different functions and others used for different functions. So, and after that day, we saw that there is a derby between Fenerbahçe and Galatasaray, a football match. So this is the crowd that we saw 3 days later. So, as you can see, you cannot see the statue of Ball in the center because of the crowdness. So we told the municipality that we need to renew the items around the Ball statue because it sometimes had some damages. Because the project was for 3 days, but we couldn't help us. So the design is intact and can be used as in the same function. It's still there. The municipality and the initiatives, the renewable initiatives of the municipality made it to be intact and protected. So sometimes municipality shows us, sometimes we some demands and messages coming from municipalities about the project. For more than 4 years, we see that it's not about visual things, but since the start of the project, what is important is the relationship that the people around there, everyone, created. And of course, as you know, the designs and other types of programs should be compatible with the city there. So, but what's important is the designers and the architectures and their works. So, thankfully, we are able to see the project again here after 4 years. We had a very crowded crew. And I'd like to thank them, on behalf of them, to everyone for your attention. Thank you, Dilara, for sharing your project with us. So it was a project with many stakeholders, and it was a project that you touched in life, urban life, and you also invited other local regions, so it was really beneficial, important for you. So apart from that, we saw that how sustainable the project is. Another presentation will be made by Melda Horoz. And Miss Melda Horoz will talk about her project. So it was really honor for us to share our project with you, and thank you very much for the opportunity that you gave us. I think you can see it, yeah. It's about Istanbul Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan. It's something that we work for 2 years. Let me summarize the project for you. Let's start with what is the sustainable urban mobility. It aims to provide a better life quality with us, and it's a strategic plan to cover the necessities of commercial institutions and people in terms of the mobility necessities. And we created a guideline in 2014 on how to use it. So today we saw that the many cities and abroad prefers to use this program instead of the other one. So plans do not target the transportation system, but it's directly corresponds to the city itself. You know, the important thing, the important aspect is that it is something that places importance on cooperation. And this project consists of 4 phases. And the one is we decided on the state of ours. And on the second phase, we talked what we want on future. We created our visions, missions, and objectives. On the third phase, now we put these objectives into concrete works. And then the fourth one is about tracking and following the application, which is a process, as you can see. It's a renewable and dynamic one. We are talking about a sustainable, dynamic process. And we have been conducting this project within the scope of the program of the Future Cities, Global Future Cities program since 2019, September. And in scope of this project, we are the beneficiary group. We have a Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office, the United Kingdom government phone, and the audience is everyone living in Istanbul. This one is unique one in Turkey, but and also in the program is one of the first that was conducted for a city that populates for more than 15 million people. As I said, cooperation participation is really important in every phase of our program. We conducted many workshops, some calls, surveys. We achieved to communicate with 220 stakeholders in 23 workshops. We were able to communicate with academics and other stakeholders and people. So as you can see, we created an important participation role. So in this scope, in one of the programs that we made, we asked the question, so how did you imagine the Istanbul transportation in the future, and what kind of Istanbul do you want, we asked. The answers came up. We evaluated all the answers and we created a vision for 2040 Istanbul. And we created human and environment-based, comprehensive and safe, which integrates with the cultural history of Istanbul. So we decided on 38 objectives, and we have 9 core objectives here. One of the important, these are the important ones: being accessible, environmentalist, safe, economic, being comprehensive, After we decided on our projects and objectives, we decide on our main themes and concrete steps. We decided on 3 themes for Istanbul. One of them is going to less carbon. As you know, the climate crisis is one of the important topics on a global scale. So we need, in terms of minimizing the carbon emissions, we created 8 different projects. One of them is less emission regions that we want to conduct in Eminönü district. So some projects related to traffic is under this theme. The other theme is incessant transfer integration. We are considering about railways. So we had some. On the third theme, we have about minimizing traffic congestion. It's about the demands like auto park management in the city. It consists of 8 different projects, and for every project we have other 26 projects. We designed some cards for the project, and in every card we wrote the efficiencies, beneficiaries, and reasons, budgets, and the organization in charge. We created concrete spaces, and these are the things that we decided on. And we created pilot space. This is what we want to achieve in 2040. So we wanted to minimize the carbon emission by 60% until 2040, and we want to achieve zero emissions. As you can see on the diagram, in 2019 there were traffic-induced deaths, 117, and we want to minimize it. We want to achieve that the railroad transportation system will go up to 47%. In this regard, so all in all, we can see that it will be cost effective and we'll save some money thanks to the other opportunities that we have. I tried to summarize all the presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Melda. It was a really long and comprehensive project, and I think it was really hard to summarize the project in a short time. Yes, we made it short, but we can ask for the questions. Thank you for your presentations, in which you involved the other stakeholders, and which is also important for the urban planning. Our last participant, Abdülhamit Pehlivan, was going to participate and talk about the employment project, but he is not able to join us because of the health issue. Do you have anything to add? We can have your comments or anything that you want to add. We haven't had any questions yet. If you don't have anything to add, I want to wrap up and give you a nice summary of the session. We started our participant with Municipality of Şişli, and then we had Erhan Akcan. He talked about the Nadir Cafe project, and the other participant was from Miliha Çürüksulu. Social Entrepreneurship Center was an example of hers for youth. And İlknur Altunbağ talked about the medical waste and plant cultivation. And she placed importance on the involvement of women into work life. And then we listened to Dilara Kara. She talked about the design project that they made in Kadıköy, and then Melda Horoz finally talked about the global sustainable project in Istanbul. Do you have anything to add? We talked about Alzheimer Life House as a İzmit municipality. Sorry for not mentioning it. Then I would like to thank all of the panelists and listeners, and I'd like to conclude this session. And thank you very much once again for your insights. Thank you.
Sağ olun.